Pain doesn't knock before entering your life. It doesn't ask if you're ready. It doesn't care how good you are, how kind you are, or how hard you tried. Pain just shows up. And when it does, it changes people. Not everyone talks about it. Not everyone admits it. But deep down, we all know it's true. The person you were before pain is not the person you become after it. This video isn't here to motivate you with fake smiles. This video is here to tell you the truth. A truth that hurts. A truth that heals. A truth that most people are too afraid to say out loud. Because pain doesn't just hurt you. Pain rebuilds you. Who you were before pain. Before pain entered your life. You trusted easily. You believed people meant what they said. You believed effort was always rewarded. You believed loyalty mattered. You believed love was unconditional. You smiled more. You explained yourself more. You gave chances more easily. You thought being good was enough. But life had other plans. The moment pain enters, pain never arrives loudly. It arrives quietly. Sometimes it looks like betrayal. Sometimes it looks like failure. Sometimes it looks like loneliness. Sometimes it looks like losing everything you worked for. One moment you're building your life. The next moment, everything collapses. And suddenly you're alone with your thoughts. That's where pain begins its real work. Pain teaches you who people really are. Pain removes illusions. You find out who shows up and who disappears. You realize some people loved the version of you that benefited them, not the real you. Some people were never enemies. They were lessons. And some people were never friends. They were just comfortable lies. Pain teaches you something school never did. Not everyone who smiles at you wants the best for you. Why pain makes you quiet? After pain you talk less, not because you have nothing to say, but because you've learned that explaining yourself is exhausting. You stop arguing. You stop proving. You stop chasing closure. Because pain taught you something powerful. Silence protects your energy. You don't need to be loud anymore. You need to be focused. Pain and loneliness. Pain isolates, not because people leave, but because you no longer feel understood. You're surrounded by people yet feel alone. You laugh in public, but fight battles in private. And that loneliness, it's brutal, but it's also where strength is built. Because when no one is coming to save you, you learn how to save yourself. Men and pain. Men are taught to be strong, but not taught how to heal. So men suffer silently. They carry pain into work, into relationships, into nights they can't sleep. Society claps when men provide, but looks away when men break. Pain turns boys into men, and men into warriors. Not loud warriors, quiet ones. Pain kills the old you. Pain doesn't add to you. It subtracts. It removes naivety, overtrusting, emotional dependency, weak attachments, and what's left is clarity. Pain kills who you were, so who you're meant to become can survive. Why some people turn cold. People say, you changed. Yes, because pain demanded it. You don't become cold. You become selective. You don't lose your heart. You protect it. Pain doesn't make you heartless. It makes you careful. Pain builds discipline. Motivation fades. Pain doesn't. Pain wakes you up early. Pain pushes you to train harder. Pain forces focus. That's why broken people often succeed. Not because they're lucky, but because pain won't let them quit. Pain and success. Behind every successful person is a chapter they don't talk about. A season of doubt. A season of failure. A season of isolation. Pain is the tuition fee for greatness. If you haven't paid it yet, you haven't enrolled. Pain teaches self-respect. You stop begging for attention. You stop chasing validation. You stop lowering standards. Pain teaches you self-respect. And once you gain that, you never go back. Pain makes you dangerous. In a good way. Not dangerous to others. Dangerous to excuses. Dangerous to laziness. Dangerous to comfort. Pain gives you an edge. You move differently. You think differently. You act with intention. The transformation. One day you look back, and you realize pain didn't destroy you. It introduced you to yourself. Stronger, calmer, more focused, more disciplined. You didn't survive pain. You evolved through it. If you're in pain right now, this isn't the end. This is the forge. Pain is shaping you into someone unstoppable. Let it hurt. Let it teach. Let it change you. Just don't let it break you, because pain changes people, and sometimes it changes them into legends. One day, you'll thank the pain you're cursing today, because without it, you would have never become this powerful. The nature of painful transformation. Pain as a teacher. Pain brings unavoidable lessons and wisdom, fostering strength and resilience, metamorphosis into wisdom. Encounters with pain can lead to a deeper, richer perspective on life. The reveal of the true self. Some perspectives suggest that pain does not change a person, but rather brings out their real, unfiltered self. 2. Behavioral shifts, rude, silent, or wise. The guarded personality, rude, defensive. Pain can lead to building sharp, protective walls, often resulting in cold, blunt, or rude behavior. The withdrawn personality, silent. People may retreat into themselves, using silence as a defense mechanism to avoid further vulnerability. The wiser, stronger personality. Others use pain to grow, becoming more empathetic, cautious, and patient. 3. Emotional and mental impact. Invisible scars. Emotional pain often leaves deeper, more lasting scars than physical pain. The shift to cynicism. Pain can break trust, making individuals overthink, fear future hurt, and doubt that good things will last. Loss of self. In cases of chronic pain, individuals may feel they have lost their original personality and struggle with fatigue, sadness, and anxiety. 4. Psychological and biological changes. Reference dependency. The experience of pain changes a person's tolerance level, setting new thresholds for what they consider bad. Brain structure changes. Chronic pain can physically alter the brain, reducing gray matter, which can impact emotions, memory, and cognitive function. Fight or flight response. Pain activates stress hormones like cortisol, which can make individuals more reactive, defensive, or anxious.